All right, good evening, everyone. If you can see my screen, please type, I can see. So we proceed. If you can see my screen, type, I can see. Please type, guys, if you can see my screen, type, I can see. We don't have much time. We're going straight to the point. All right, we're going to talk about HTML element. Okay, HTML element. Yes, I can see Rita Lee. You're welcome. Godfrey, Evelyn, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, you're welcome, Yusuf. You're welcome. Good evening, everyone. All right, so we are talking about today HTML element, not syntax. HTML element, because we're going to use the element to write our first code today. But before we do that, I believe you all have data on your, internet on your system. So click on there is something I want you to download. Okay, I'm coming. Please type, I can see. I'm still checking. All right, type, I can see. Type, I can see. If you can see my screen, please type, I can see. Type, I can see. I'm waiting for something to load on my system. Okay. All right, HTML element. I want you to know that we have a lot of elements in HTML. Before you can be able to execute a certain line of code, you have to understand the HTML element. So I'm going to just mention a few of those elements that we're going to use today to be able to write some line of code. Okay. So the first one we're going to talk about this evening is the paragraph element. Paragraph element is being represented by the P sign. You can see my screen, so I'm going to minimize the chat now. It's being represented by the P sign. But before then, I want to talk about boilerplate. Sorry. Let's talk about boilerplate. Now, every baker, people that bake cakes and all that, will understand what boilerplate is. Boilerplate is like I'm looking for the right word. A crafting, something that you've crafted and kept for a particular use. For instance, you see that plate people bake cake, that plate that you put your dough and put inside an oven, that thing is called boilerplate. Now in HTML, we have boilerplates. And for you to be able to code and your code responds effectively, you have to be able to code inside the boilerplate. Now, inside this boilerplate is a set aside pattern that you have to follow, a set aside instruction that you have to follow. Now, I'm going to show you how to bring out the boilerplate using VS Code. But you have to understand that other code editors differs. Other code editors, if you just like Atom, if you open other code editors, Atom, for instance, and you click on and you create an HTML file, the boilerplate is just going to come out automatically. But in VS Code, you have to press hold your control and you have to press all your shift and press shift, not control, press all your shift and press the exclamation sign. The exclamation sign is 1. So please, can you press it? You will see exactly what you're seeing on my screen. Press hold the shift button and press exclamation sign. You're going to see the first one with a spanner. and the second one has 3 exclamation. So click the first one. Yes, you can see. So the boilerplate comes out. You can see the title which has document inside of it. You see the body. Now we're going to talk about the boilerplate. This is a formation, an already made formation that every programmer follows. You cannot code without this boilerplate. Yes, there are code editors that will not bring out this boilerplate and all that, but this boilerplate is to help you code effectively so that your code will respond without stress. You know, daily people keep updating code editors to make coding easier. Before, it used to be so difficult before you can code a line of, write a line of code. But now it's becoming much easier daily so that people can learn. So if I want to read your code, I understand everything that has been written because you are following a certain pattern. You're following a certain instruction. Like English language, you don't just wake up and you start writing English word in the paper. You have to follow a pattern. You have to follow the sentence pattern, the commas, the semicolon, the exclamation, the full stop, and all that. You have to obey the principles of every sentence that you write so that the sentence will make sense. Same in coding. If you miss a dot, it affects your code and your code will not respond. That is the reason people that listened to me yesterday, I told them, if you miss a dot, if you miss an alphabet, if you miss a semicolon, if you miss a bracket, whatever you miss in your code, if you write it in the wrong place, your code will not respond. It's going to, sometimes it's not even going to show on your web page, because you have missed that line of code, or whatever that is going to show on the web page will not be understood. Same as if someone writes a wrong English, you will read it and you will not get any sense out of it. So understand that. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to use your VS Code. You see this white button that is there. It shows that my work is not saved. Please always remember to save your work. You can press, if you're using Windows, you can press Control-S to save your work. So I'm pressing Control-S now. You see that white sign disappears because I have saved my work. So please, if you had followed me, press Control-S and save your work. Then come to your search bar. Please, I want you to search live. Please search for live. What's wrong with this thing? It doesn't load the way I want. Okay, still loading. So save your work and let's proceed. Save your work and let's proceed. Okay, click on extensions. Come to edit, select, please follow me, view. When you click on view, you are going to see extension, or you press Control-Shift-X. See, Control-Shift and X is going to take you to the extension. Search for Live Saver. Now, you see the Live Saver there. I have already installed it in my system. Please, can you click and install it? Live Saver, click and install it. Click and install it. If you're following, please, I want you to indicate. Say, I am following. Type, I am following. Click on the Live Saver and save it. Now, the function of the Live Saver is to be able, as you're writing your code, is appearing live on your HTML. Rita, you said you're lost. Which place should I go back? Said, I'm lost. Can you please come again on Live Saver? Go to view, yes, and you will see extensions. When you click on extensions, it's going to open a panel from your Explorer. Then from your workspace, then you type Live Saver, install the Live Saver, the first one. You've seen my cursor hovering on it. The first one. install the first one, please. Then when you install the first one, it's going to help your site. As you're writing your code, you're going to be able to have a live effect of it. So you don't need to keep going back to copy the file path to view on your browser. It's just going to view directly without data. It's just going to view this Lifesaver. You can view your web page without data. All right. So I believe everyone has gotten that. Okay, I've seen a few I am following here. All right, so let us go back to our code, close the Lifesaver. Go back to your code by pressing the file where you see like a double page. Press there, is going to get back to index.html or to the file that you created. All right, very well. I believe you all have installed the Lifesaver. Okay, now the first thing I want you to do, you see where the title is. Now, I want you to edit the title and name it whatever you're going to name. Now, I believe you've been seeing some website. For instance, look at this. Look at this. Now, you see this login skills, dashboard and all that. This dashboard, this is going to be, this is like the page title. Let me go to a neutral page. I'm going to open a Google. All right, let me look for page. Okay, NetNiger. It's loading. Now, you see this that is showing. We're going to edit it. Look at it here. NetNiger information and. Now, I want you to be able to edit. You see where that document is. Go back, change the document. So I'm going to change mine to Aaron plug. If you want to make it capital letters, there's no problem. I'm changing mine to Aaron plug and I've saved it. That is the title of the document, not the title of your file. The title of your file is index.html. All right. So we're going to write our first code. Now, before we write our first code, you have to understand HTML element. We have the header element. We have the paragraph element, we have form, we have table. There are a lot of elements. We have thousands of elements in HTML. So I'm just going to rush down few of it. All right, I'm going to rush down few of it. But first, before we go to that, you all should understand that HTML means hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language. It is a language that computer understands. Computer does not understand English. It understands zero and symbols and few alphabets. Now, this alphabet is not because it is an English word. It understands some codes that you write, some commands that you send. So this is the formation of an element. An element has a tag name, content, then closes it with a tag name. So we call it an open tag and a closed tag. For instance, if I write H1 and enter, now look at this. H1, we have open tag and closed tag. If you want to read this, like you want to read it in mathematics, you see this less than, greater than, and whatsoever. Now, this is how a typical HTML code looks like. It starts with an open tag and ends with a closed tag, and your content comes in the middle. Look at that. The content comes in the middle. So if you miss the open tag, maybe you place your content outside outside the middle of it, where the content is supposed to come from, your code is not going to respond. Or you place it after, maybe you place it here, your code is not going to respond. So it is supposed to be in the middle of it. So for instance, I just created an H1, and the H1, I just created an H1, and you've seen this, you've seen the head, you've seen the body, the open tag and the closed tag. Every of your code is supposed to fall inside the tag. All right. Every of your code is supposed to fall inside the body tag, because the body controls everything. If you miss writing your code, maybe you come and write your code here and you write, you declare a paragraph and you write your code here, it's not going to respond. It has to be in the middle where you have the body tag. This is an open tag and this is the closed tag. An open tag does not have a slash, but an end tag has a slash. Take note of that. Okay, so we're going to write the first code, which is if you're designing a website, what will be the first thing you want people to see on your web page? For me, I would love people to see the name of my website. For instance, you all visited my web page. Let me show you this. You all visited my web page, the Aaron Plug site. When you open the site, the first thing you see is Aaron Plug. This is an H1 element. Now, and you see tech, entertainment, movies, that is a paragraph element. Paragraph means it is not an header, it's just where you write some little details. Now, but header is supposed to, H1 means heading. So we have H1, we have H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. Then after H6 is paragraph. So you have to understand that the more the less the number of the H is, the bigger it is. H1 is bigger than H2, H2 is bigger than H3, H3 is bigger than H4, H4 is bigger than H5, H5 is bigger than H6. H6 is the smallest. Then after H6, that is when you have the paragraph. So I believe you're following me. Okay, so we are going to now declare a H1. So I'm writing my H1 and I write Aaron, okay, and I write welcome, write whatever you want to write in yours. Welcome to Aaron Plug. I hope you're following. I hope you've written that. Save your work. Now let's see something. Let's see something. You'll be amazed. Now right click on index.html. Right click on it. Open with Lifesaver. I hope you all have seen that. You've installed the Lifesaver. I hope the Lifesaver is up there. Open with Lifesaver. Click open. Let's see what will happen. Bam, you see that. Welcome to Aaron Plug. You've seen that. Wonderful, wonderful. Please, if you've seen it, indicate. Say, I have seen, I have seen, I have seen, I have seen. I've seen mine. I've seen mine. You see, you've not seen all that boilerplate. You've not seen that H1 and whatsoever that was there. The only thing you've seen is welcome to Aaron Plug. Yes, they have taught you, and you've seen my site title that I changed in the document. You've seen Aaron Plug. You've seen that. You've seen this F that signifies that it is a web page. And you've seen the Aaron Plug. Please, if you have seen, type I have seen. I hope you're excited about this. You're writing your first code. This is amazing. Aaron Plug. So we're going to add a paragraph element. Let's go back to our code. We're going to write a paragraph element, and the paragraph element, declare it with P. Thank God that VS Code has given recommendations. So once you type P, it gives you the recommendation of what to press. All right, I type it. Please understand that other code editors may not give you this recommendation. So study the code syntax. Look at how it is written. Look at how it is written and understand. Please, other code editors. For instance, I can still write my code in here using my notepad, which I start by this, okay? I hope you're seeing, and write the H1 or even H2, and I skip it. I write welcome to Aaron Plug. You can use even Microsoft Word to write your code and copy it to a code and to a code editor. Look at the notepad has not given me any suggestions, but I just know how to write my code. You understand? So I write H1. Look at this. I'm going to copy this and paste it. And let's see what is going to happen. I've copied it and pasted. I save my work. I go back to my browser. I don't need to right click on index.html again. Just go to your browser. Let's see what will happen. Ta-da! You see that? So you can write your code anywhere. You understand? But you have to follow the syntax. You have to understand how the code is being written. So Forget the fact that VS Code will give you recommendations of what you're writing next. Please don't be carried away by that. Understand your syntax. Okay, so we are making use of the paragraph element again. What are we going to write? Okay, now this is going to be like a description of your site. So errand plug is a place okay, I'm going to change it. Let me use the normal tag that I use. We run errands for you. Yes, that's what we do. We teach you things, we run errands, we buy things for you, we sell laptops, a lot of things. Okay, so I just make it presentable. We run errands for you. I save my work, get back to my browser, look at what it is. We run errands for you. So I have my header now, and I have a little information that runs on it. Now, I can choose to make the header. For instance, look at let's go back to my site, errand plug. Let's go back to my site, errand plug. Look at this. Now, I had that paragraph element first before the header. You see that? So you can as well change your paragraph element and keep it ahead of your header. All right, look at this. So I'm going to keep it ahead of my header, and I save my work. We run errands for you. Welcome to errand plug. So now I'm going back. Look at this. You see that? Welcome to errand plugs. We run errands for you. All right. Do we have any question before we proceed? Do we have any question? I'm checking the chat now. Do you have any question? If you have been able to do what I have done, say, I have done it. Please type it, or just say done. Say done, 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 done. Type, 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 type. Let me see if you're able to follow. Just type done, 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 done. Is there anyone that has been able to follow me? Am I okay? I have done it. Wow, 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 wow. I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, I've done. Okay. Okay, so let's proceed. Now we're going to add something amazing. You've written the paragraph, you've written the H1, and now we're going to add something that we call unordered list. Unordered list is a little bit complicated. An ordered list is like you want to go to the market and you want to prepare your list, and your list has an heading. So let's do this. Okay, type UL. Always give yourself space. You see that I've given myself space. UL. Now that UL, tap it down. Give yourself enough space. The UL has to be inside a house. Imagine you listing things, and it's going to have some buttons. Remember, I talked about you designing your CV using HTML codes. You understand? And you have a link. You want to go for an interview, and they say send your CV. What you do is just to send a small link to them, and they view the link and they go through your CV. They go through the pages of your CV and all that. So we're going to list some things. What do we do at errand plug? Okay, this is it. So you declare an HTML element that is called unordered list, represented by UL. So after you write the unordered list, keep a space and type LI. The LI signifies list, right? Tap it down, give yourself space, and name the we buy for you. For instance, you see, my we buy for you is inside the list element. Inside of it, you cannot write outside of it. Inside the list element. So I have listed the first thing, I tap it down again, and I list the second one. I hope you're following. I say, we teach people how to code. All right. How to code. All right. I'm going to add another one. LI. Don't forget, you have to keep repeating it, and please don't copy and paste. Okay, the next one, what should I write? Give me something to write. We love you, just that. We love you. Okay. All right, I saved my work. and I go back to my code. Let's see what will happen. Look at this. Wonderful. You see, all that Ella is not showing. What you see is a list of things. Amazing. If you've done it, say type done. If you've done it, type done. See, the first time I started coding, I felt on top of the world. It was amazing. It was sweet. There was no feeling that I've ever felt like it was amazing. I know how you feel now. Please type done. If you've been able to do it, let me go back to the code so you can see very well. I hope I'm not too fast, but I'm fast because I'm looking at the time. We are spending 30 to 35 minutes. All right, guys. If you've done it, type done. Even if it's one person that has been able to do it and type done, I am okay. I'm going to send the video to the group so you are able to practice it again and again and again and again and again. Okay, so you've seen I've listed 3 things. Okay, we have 10 minutes to go. I've been given a reminder. You see all my codes. Who is there? Okay, I've seen done. Wonderful. Done. This is exciting. Are you excited about it? If you're excited, say I am excited, please. I would love to see it. Say I am, just type I am excited. Okay, you can see that your list element is inside the unordered list. Unordered list is the UL. Your list element is inside of it. Please. Okay, now we are going to declare a table, but not today. Table is a little bit complicated. All right, but there is something we're going to do. Let me teach you about anchor tags. Just in the next 5 minutes, I'm done with anchor tags. Now, you've been seeing anchor tags is a bit complicated. Anchor tag is being represented by A. When you tap the A, it's going to bring out a boilerplate that is href. And you see a 2 semicolon in you see that 2 quotation marks, and your cursor is blinking inside of it. Now let me show you something. I'm going to type the boilerplate. You've been seeing menu. We're going to use the boilerplate to represent our menu. So let me go to the top, type A. That is the anchor tag, right? And I name it home, right? Home. And there is something significant about this. This home is like a link. Please, you see these 2 signs, and there is a straight line in it. Click there and name your work home. Don't fail to name this. This home, I can choose to replace it with index.html. I will explain that. Now, this is to reference this page. When someone clicks on it on your timeline, it is going to respond. It is going to refer people to this page. For instance, you've been seeing websites that have home, about, contact, and all that. If I was to create an about file, for instance, let me create a file called about. Please follow .html, and I type enter. Now I'm going to do this. Watch, you will understand. I'm bringing out the boilerplate, and I type there about. Okay, and I type here, I'm going to declare H1 about us, and I save my work. Then I go back to index.html. This is a bit complicated, and I declare that about. Okay, about.html. I have now referred people to the page about, and I save my work. Look at this. When you open here, what do you see? You see a link about, and you click the link, it takes you to, okay, there is something wrong. Go back to the code. Let me tell you what is wrong. Now, the about is not supposed to be where all these other folders are. So I'm going to drag it and drop it in free class. I created the about in another folder. So I'm dragging it to drop it in free class. That is why it was not being able to declare. Please ignore these other files that I had. It's because I have a lot of work here. I don't want to delete them. So let's go back and check the about. Refresh it. Click on it. What do you see? About us. So we have created another page. The anchor tag is to refer you to either a link or a page. If I am to copy my Facebook link now and paste it inside here, and I write here Facebook, trust me, if I click that link, it's taking you direct to my Facebook. So anchor tags is used to declare a link. It's used to redirect a link. It is used to redirect a page. I hope you're following. Please, if you're following, say I am following. I know we are getting a little bit advanced in this. So you may not really understand, but listen to watch the video again and again and again and practice it. Anchor tag, and you must be able to write the same letters that you wrote. About.html. You see, about.html. Now I type, I had to write the name about. Without writing this name, it will not appear. Look at this. I have cleared the name and I go back to, you see, you've not seen it. You've not seen it. You can see that about has disappeared because I did not declare the name. If I change the name to home, it is home that will appear there. Okay, so I'm changing the name to home. You see, home appears there. So I click on it, it takes me to about us. But the real name is not supposed to be home. Home is supposed to be a index.html because that is your home page. So I am going to make the anchor tag double so that one will be index.html and one will be about. So I'm making the anchor tag double now. Please avoid copying and paste. I'm going to name one index. The class will end in few minutes.html and I declare it as home. All right, save your work. So we are creating our menu now. I go back, you look at this, 1, 2, home. Home is just your home page. About is the next page. You see that? So we are going to write a lot of things in about, whatever you have about us, and we're going to write home is just your front page, your landing page. Please, if you're following, type I am following. If you go back to my site, Errand Plug, look at this, home, movies, take classes, music, news. So let's try to add another one. We're going to add another one. I love this. We're going to add another one, anchor tag, and we call that contact. Okay, contact.html, and name it contact. I hope you're practicing. Then come to here, free class, right click on free class, create a new file, that is a new page, and type the contact, the same contact.html, HTML, enter. Now it has opened, so I'm bringing out the boilerplate and I name it contact. Then I add a paragraph that says H1 that says contact us, and I save the work. Let's see what will happen. Go back to your code. Look at this, home, about, contact. Wonderful. Look at this, contact us. You see, we are progressing. This is amazing. I did not expect we are going to go this far today. Please type your comments. Type if you have any question, just ask me. You can come to my WhatsApp, ask any questions. There is going to be an advanced class for this. This is amazing. I hope you love it. I hope you love it. Once we enter CSS, it's going to be wow. You're going to be able to do a lot of things with HTML. HTML is amazing. Look at what we've been able to do today. We've been able to add 3 pages. We've been able to declare a paragraph. We've been able to declare header. We've been able to declare on ordered list. Please, if you're following, type I am following. If you're following, we have 30 seconds to go. If you're following, type I am following. If you're following, type I am following. You can practice later. You can practice later. Just type I am following. I am following. Yusuf, I am following. Type, I am following, I am following. You can practice later. I'm going to send everyone the video in the group. It's amazing. Look at this, look at this, look at this. We've been able to create 3 pages today. I am happy. In fact, I am proud. Right now, I am smiling because I've been able to teach you something. And you know what? When we apply CSS, we are going to take this home that you see here and move it to the left, to the right-hand side of the screen. Watch this. Look at this. It is at the left-hand side. You see, it is at the left, and our logo is at the right hand. Is at the left-hand side, and this is at the right-hand side. You see this? We're going to be able to do the same thing that you see here. We're going to add backgrounds to it. We're going to make it nice. We're going to make it amazing. Then we go to WordPress and we build our site live and direct. Thank you very much for joining today. If you have any question, please, you're free to ask on my WhatsApp. Okay, bye for now. Ask any question you have on my